You give them free range of movement. And the whole idea is to make them comfortable. So bottom line is we've got a star 129, and we recommend a 58 facet that is at least 1 to 2 color grades higher and 1 to 2 clarity grades higher. Because we want the focus to be on the light performance of the diamond, not the color and the clarity. We will reveal all that information. So I'm going to go in, it doesn't matter which diamond we present first, but in this particular case, let's say that we're going to present the star 129 first. And I'm going to say, Sherry, I'd like to show you the star 129 diamond, the most visibly brilliant diamond available on the marketplace today. And what I'm going to ask her to do is, obviously she's looking at it under the artificial lighting of our store. And I'm going to say, just my jewelry store, just like every jewelry store, has lights that enhance the jewelry. And I use an analogy usually at that point about cars. My freestanding store is right across the street from a Chevrolet dealership. And I said, will you ever notice when you buy a new car, it never looks as good again as it did in the showroom once you buy it? Well, the minute you wear this piece of jewelry out of here, it's not going to be shown in this artificial lighting. It's going to be shown in the conditions that your everyday life is present in. So we're going to say, Sherry, you're looking at it under the artificial lighting here in the store. But the bottom line is that's not the lighting that you're going to be wearing it. So the first thing I would recommend, Sherry, is why don't you put it under the shadowed light of the showcase here? So if you just hold it under the shadowed light. Now this lighting is going to be similar to the conditions if you're at a restaurant this weekend, or you're at a nightclub or a country club. This is the lighting that the diamond would be subjected to. Okay, now what we're going to say, Sherry, and if we were actually in a presentation with the customers here, we're not going to do it for time's sake here. Sherry, just as you alluded to, Richard, let's walk to the front window there. And this is going to be natural light, sunlight. And if we know that you're a hiker or what outdoor activity you like, golf, this is going to be the lighting that the diamond is going to be exposed to. So now what we're trying to do is show Sherry how the diamond is going to perform in real life conditions. What I have found and what other people have found is this makes her more comfortable because she's moving with it, she's moving freely with it, but she's also thinking about what if she is out there doing this activity, or what if she is at the country club. Okay, now while Sherry is still holding that diamond, I've got a 58 facet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to present this diamond to Sherry, but I'm going to say to her, however, maybe you would be interested in a more traditional choice, similar to probably what your mother or your grandmother had purchased. We're not here to talk negatively about one product or the other. We're here to give Sherry two viable alternatives. Most stores, I always ask stores, how many semi-mount lines do you have in the store? The general answer is too many. But if one sufficed, why do we have multiple semi-mount lines? If one watch line sufficed, why do we have multiple watch lines? Because we're trying to give the customer a choice. Well, when you're showing a customer two 58 facet diamonds, as we went over earlier, you're not really showing them two different products. So I'm going to present this to Sherry, and I'm going to say, Sherry, now look at it in the artificial lighting of the store, and the thing to look at is which diamond, in your opinion, is more brilliant? Which has more sparkle? Now, we're not going to ask her which one does she like. This is not a test. We don't want to put her in a situation where there's a right or wrong answer. We're trying to let her draw her own conclusion. And as Sherry has already done, we're going to ask her to put it under the shadowed lighting, and then we're going to ask her to take it to the sunlight. Interestingly enough, the more adverse the lighting conditions, the greater the disparity between the star 129 and a 58 facet. Our research has shown us that, and guess what? Every star 129 comes with a separate certificate for light performance, measuring white light, color light, and scintillation. And we know for a fact that our scintillation is tremendous because, interestingly enough, when we talked about angles and proportions earlier, one of the assumptions that the industry made was that some variation of 58 facet had to be the most brilliant. Interesting enough, whoever said, was Tukowski about number of facets? or is Tukowski's formula about angles and proportions. So if we don't compromise Tukowski and we enhance the middle of the diamond underneath the table and make those long pavilion facets, more brilliant,